Working on a weekend like usual. Way off in the deep end like usual. Niggas swear they passed us, they doing too much. Haven't done my taxes, I'm too turned up. Virgil got a paddock on my wrist going nuts. Niggas caught me slipping once, okay, so what? Someone hit your block up, I tell you if it was us. Good
morning, guys. Today is the first day of my internship. I'm so excited. So this morning I've just been getting ready. It's currently like 9:30 and my work day starts at 10 today. It's just my onboarding day. I decided to dress for the occasion. I have on this top from Pretty Little Thing. I have on my slacks from JCPenney. I went ahead and just bookmarked the dashboard for my job. These are like my #1 essential for working remotely. They are these blue light readers from Amazon. But for perfume today, I'm wearing Ariana Grande. I got sent this by JCPenney and it's a very sweet and natural fragrance. I'm not working in the office this summer. Just to clarify, I will be working remotely, but I will be chronicling my entire journey and kind of showing you guys what it's like working from home, how I'm balancing working with starting a business whilst also doing influencing. But today we're getting into work mode, so let's do it. So every year at the start of any internship, I started this last year, I create a dashboard on my Notion just as a place for me to manage my projects, my tasks, and also to keep track of my goals as well as my progress within my program. Especially when you're working for an agency, there are a variety of projects that they may have you on for the entirety of the summer. And so as you're working on a bunch of different projects, it's easy to forget the value add that you have on these different projects. Especially as an intern, you feel like you're not contributing much. But if your company is good and they do progress reports, always take the information that is provided to you and put that on your Notion dashboard. 1, 2, at the end of every week, I do like a roundup and just think of all of the things and ways in which I contributed to my team, and I make note of that inside of my Notion. And I'll give you guys a little close look of my dashboard from last summer. Last summer I worked for a company called Sylvain. I was able to write down all of the really cool stuff that I did on the projects. I also took screen grabs and I kept track of all of the one-on-one meetings and coffee chats that I had, all of the wonderful insights they gave me. All of that information is there, and so whenever I have an interview, I just revisit my dashboard and I remind myself of value add that I've had on my team and what my experience was like, because jobs are getting more innovative. They aren't gonna just ask you basic questions. They're gonna ask you very specific questions to what your experience was like in your specific role. And so for someone who has been far removed from that experience, you only did it for a summer, you really want to make sure you have really detailed information on what you were doing and how you added value. So that's my #1 tip. I have these cleansing wipes that I buy off of Amazon and they're the best. I'm going to wipe off my computer. This is my new dashboard that I made for my new internship. I'm just gonna wipe off my screen so we have a clean screen for work. But pretty much I just put my login credentials in here and I use a drop down menu, and then I have hashtag to do. I can put my to-do list there, feedback, resources that I find, and then my one-on-one meetings and coffee chats. And you can add different areas, and this is just something that I keep in mind all the time. I don't want to work in corporate America, I want to work in impact America. I have that quote on there just as a reminder to myself that in whatever role that I'm working in, it's not just to serve top or the bottom line of whatever company or corporation that I'm working with. Really the goal is to have impact and make a difference in our clients or customers or whoever it is that we're working with's lives. Keep that in mind always whenever I'm working with someone, because it's easy to control what the impact is in my own business, but when you're working for a corporation, their goals, their purpose and their initiatives are vastly different. But I want to make sure that I stress the importance of having impact and making a difference. I encourage all of you who are working in corporate America or a 9-to-5 this summer to flesh out a system like this for yourself, so that by the end of the summer you are positioning yourself at a really great spot to be able to have those exit interviews and really show them the amazing candidate that you have been. No one else is going to advocate for you better than yourself. And if someone is advocating better for you than yourself, keep them around, make them your buddy, make sure that you are helpful to them as well, because they will continue to always want to be there to help you and speak on your behalf. It's 9:52. I am going to go ahead and get logged in on my desktop, but this is the start of a wonderful thing. As a freshly 21-year-old, my birthday was a couple of days ago, I'm just really having to put into perspective for myself that no matter where I am, I'm still a business owner. No matter where I am, I'm still a businesswoman. So regardless if I'm at home or if I'm in the office, I really want to give it all that I've got and show up and take up space in all the ways that I know how. After my 9 to 5, I will be working alongside my business partner, who is currently the head of marketing at Foot Locker, to come up with our business plan for our creative consulting firm. And we're super excited. We've been working on this for the past 6 months, but I will be utilizing a lot of what I'm learning during my 9 to 5, learning a lot of the soft skills from my upper management and leadership on ways in which I should be, handling meetings, how I should be structuring things, organizing things. Like, I'm really just trying to be a sponge and soaking up all of this information, because once you graduate, people aren't as likely to be as much of a lending and helping hand. So I really hope you guys are excited for today's video of my first day at my remote office. So yeah, let's get into it. I just finished my onboarding meeting. It was super chill. All she did was really walk me through the desktop that they utilize. She showed me how to log into my credentials, how to use Microsoft Teams, and there's like a few online training things that I need to finish before my next meeting at 2 o'clock. It's currently 10:30 and I am a little hungry. Like, I really want something to eat, and I realized I have no groceries because I just came back in from being out of town. So on my lunch break, I'm definitely going to prioritize making an Instacart order just so I can meal prep tonight once I get off of work. But for now, there's not much for me to do besides these little trainings, and I have the entire week to do them. So I'm just going to quickly go through my entire inbox and get rid of anything that is not necessary. So that's it now. I went to RH Rooftop Bar the other day with my girlfriends once we got back in the city, and I have half my sandwich left, so I'm about to eat some of that now because I literally have nothing in my fridge. I just got myself a little chai latte because I needed it real bad. All of these modules are like super simple and intuitive. They're just like little videos, and there's like small quizzes to take once you complete each module. So it's nothing too crazy or hectic. I also need to set up my email signature sometime today. Now 4 o'clock, but I do have a couple more things that I need to do. Right now is the super duper fun part, the direct deposit authorization form. You get one of these typically at every organization that you work at. And as an intern, my best advice that I can give to you, because for a lot of us, this is the most money that you've probably made. Most regular jobs aren't willing to pay you more than $20 an hour just to do something that doesn't take or require technical skill set. Myself, I really think this year I just want to be a lot smarter with my funds. Last summer, I was not as strategic with how everything was being deposited into my account. I personally recommend that every person starting out should have 2 checkings accounts and 1 savings account. This is for a lot of you new interns as well. If you only have 1 bank account, that's okay. You can do 70-30. But we're going to be using the 50-20-30 rule. So 20% goes towards your savings or any sinking funds that you have or any existing debt that you may have. Then 30% goes towards your wants. These are things that you want to do. Like, go get your nails done, go get your feet done, go to a concert, go out for drinks. Like, the things that you need to do are pay your bills. You know, like, I need to pay for this apartment, I need to pay my rent, I need to pay my electric, I need to pay my car note. We are going to utilize my primary, my checking, and my savings account, and we're going to split up my money on payday so that I don't have to worry about this. Because y'all, the way I am constantly transferring funds, like, I know my bank is probably looking at my accounts like, girl, what's going on? Because money is constantly flowing from different bank accounts to here, to there, to there. And you guys know I have several streams of income. And for the most part, I always just put all my money into my checkings account. And then I'll, you know, decide day of when I get paid how much I want to put. But I think this year, going into my internship, I really want to be as disciplined and structured as possible. So we are going to put a plan of action. I'm using my iPad to kind of write this out. I want 50% in the primary checking account. And for that bank account, y'all, I don't even have a debit card. So I don't have to worry about accidentally spending those funds. It's literally only used to automatically pay for things that are like my bills. The checking accounts, 30%, and the savings account, 20%. That way I'm being smart with my funds this summer. And I feel like if you get good money management skills now, you will really be successful going into your career, because lifestyle creep and a whole bunch of other stuff is so real, y'all. Like, when I got my internship last summer, I was making $20 an hour. I make more now, but I was making $20 an hour then. And I was working 40 hours a week. And on top of that, I was doing some influencer stuff on the side. And I was just Ubering and lifting everywhere. I was going out. I was going out to happy hours. I was going out like on the weekends, buying tickets to things. I was just constantly outside spending my money. I was buying outfits for these events that I was attending. I was getting my hair done. I was getting my nails done. Like, I was spending a lot of money. I was spending way more in the want category, and the only bill I really had was my car note, and my car wasn't even there. So I was paying a car note on top of paying for my commute back and forth to work, on top of Ubers and Lyfts on the weekends. Like, I was just doing a lot. I saved essentially $0 last summer, and I put myself financially in a weird space before moving into my apartment, because of course I had to put a security deposit down, and then also my first month's rent, and I had to buy furniture. So always think and plan ahead, guys. If you know that there are ways in which you could use these extra funds that you are making from your summer internship or your summer job or cohort or whatever it is that you're involving yourself in, if you have a surplus of funds, be smart with them, because there are going to be times when, you know, you don't have money. Building that emergency savings and building out just a regular savings in general is very important as a young adult. So just be smart when you do get to opt in for your direct deposit and stuff. I highly recommend splitting it up 50, 30, 20 if you have two bank accounts, or if you only have one, just do 70, 30. Because once it's out of sight and out of mind, like, you don't even think to yourself, oh, I got paid this much. And you see that amount and you're like, okay, well, now I don't want to split it up and move it around because I see this big number. So just splitting it up on the onset is the best thing that you could do for yourself. That is like the last thing that I needed to do today, besides the last bit of modules. But I have all week to finish those. So let me know down in the comments, like, how did you guys' first day of your job go? How are you feeling? Like, are you feeling anxious? Are you feeling like you got this in the bag? Also, let me know what internships you guys are working this summer. I know some people let me know in my last video the types of jobs that they're doing. I only have a couple meetings for tomorrow. I think the whole purpose of this week is really just to get us acclimated and walk us through all of the different platforms and stuff that they're using. And now we're done for the day.
It's different when I'm sitting there alone all by myself. It's different when I think you might be with somebody. It's different, it's different, it's different, it's different, it's different, it's
different,